wrote my first book, I wanted to commit to writing every day because I was so determined to get it done. The problem is I didn't even know where to begin. So in this video, I want to share 3 strategies that you can incorporate to make writing a regular practice so that you can get your book done. The first thing that I committed to doing every single day was writing at the same time. I knew that if I built writing into my schedule, it would become a regular practice, it would become a part of my routine, and I would likely fall in line and create a habit of it. So I started to track my schedule and determine which part of the day I felt most productive and less distracted. And when I put this all together, I found that it was super early in the morning. So I began writing at 5 a.m. every single day. It's funny now that I write at 5 a.m. every single day that sometimes when I go on like vacation or things, come up and I don't write, I actually feel empty. I actually feel like something is missing in my day. But what really happened is because I committed to writing at 5 a.m. every single day, it became a part of my daily routine. Now, here's the thing. You may be thinking, Dr. Nicole, I'm not about to write at 5 a.m. And that's totally okay. What I would ask of you to do is to check your schedule. Determine when you feel most productive and less distracted and commit to writing at that same time every single day. For some people, that's super early in the morning. For some people, that may be their lunch break. For some people, it may be in the early evening. And for some people, you may be night owls. That's totally okay. But the point is you want to find a time that works for you and your schedule. The second thing that I did to make sure that my writing became more consistent was I found a regular place to write. Now, at the time when I was writing my first book, I had a smaller house, and so I just wrote in my daughter's room because she would be sleeping in my bedroom. And so I'd wake up at 5 a.m. and I'd go to her room. There was no distractions. She had a little cute desk, and I'd sit there and I'd type my life away. But later it became, I was able to create an office within my home, and I made that office my writing space. I made it comfy. I made it warm. I had all the things and the tools that I needed to write successfully. So that became a place that I associated with writing. When you think about it, our body associates certain places with certain things. So for example, you probably associate your bed with going to sleep. So if I tell you to take your computer and sit in your bed and write, you probably won't be as productive if you were to sit maybe at your office or at a desk or anything like that. Now, here's the caveat though. Sometimes you need a little bit of extra motivation and a little extra boost, and that's okay. You can choose to write at different places at different times if you need that extra motivation. So on a regular basis, I wrote in my office, but if I needed an extra boost of motivation or encouragement or insight or creative, juices flowing, I would sometimes write at local parks, and it gave me an opportunity to write from a different perspective. All in all, it was really helpful for me though to create a consistent writing place. Finally, the third thing that I committed to make my writing consistent was I decided to remove any judgment or expectation that I had about how writing was supposed to look. And this kind of falls into 2 little subsections or subcategories. So first things first, a lot of times when we try to write, we have these expectations that things should be perfect. But I'm going to be totally honest with you. There's no such thing as perfect writing. In fact, even the best writers have rough drafts, and they're called rough drafts because they're rough, and they need to be able to get them edited and formatted and fixed before they deliver them to the world. So I had to first remove my expectation that my writing needed to be perfect. And so when I would sit down to write, instead of writing and then editing and then writing and then editing, I would just write my heart out, and then I figured I could come back and edit later as I saw fit. This allowed me to really focus on writing and didn't spend so much of my energy exhausted on trying to be perfect. The second part of this is that a lot of times we think that we have to sit down and write by typing at a computer or sit down and write in a notebook. But for me, sometimes I get a lot of creative inspiration in the most random places. A big place that I always get creative inspiration is in nature. And I typically go on a walk every single morning, unless it's like raining or snowing. But when I'm walking, I get a lot of ideas. And so what would happen is I'd be out walking, I'd get these great ideas, and then I'd get back to my house and totally forget what the idea was. So I committed to writing down ideas and things that came to mind as they came. And so for some people, I recommend carrying around an idea notebook or an idea journal that you can jot ideas down in. For me, my idea notebook became my cell phone. And I have a notes app in my iPhone that I write down the most creative ideas that I have and what I'd like to later put into my writing. Committing to this has helped me in so many ways because when I committed to this, I was able to write consistently during my writing time. I wasn't wasting my time when I'm sitting down and ready to write, thinking of what to write about. I had so many ideas that were already laid out and fleshed out for me that I could just build upon those. And so that helped to not only make my writing consistent, but to take away the overwhelm when it came to actually sitting down and having to focus on writing. So if you're just now beginning your author journey and you're like, I don't know how to make my writing consistent, I don't know how to make it regular, I don't know how to make it flow, I'm going to suggest that you join me and try out some of these strategies that I've shared. I promise they are so life-changing. Also, I have a totally free offer for you, and it's called the Aspiring Author Jumpstart Kit. And it basically gives you the tools you need to jumpstart your author journey. If you're ready to get started, you're tired of the excuses, and you want to hold your book baby in your hands, definitely check it out below so that you can join me on the inside. I can't wait to see you there. Have an amazing day.